we're back to part 2, which we left off, which is the 5th principle, I believe, which is bending your knees, okay? The more you bend your knees, well, not like squatting, there's a difference, okay? Slightly bending your knees. When you slightly bend your knees, your hips would move smoothly, okay? There's a difference between moving your hips all over the place and moving your hips smoothly where you can control it, and thereby, when you bend your knees, it really helps. So, let's get into partnering, ladies and gents, okay? Partner up. I'm going to partner up with Carrie right here, and we're going to apply what we call stationary step, all right? So let's get into what we call a semi-closed position, all right? So we'll go right here. Now, again, let's shift. I'm talking to leaders when I say let's shift, okay? Let's shift to the left, to the right, to the left, and push. To the right, to the left, to the right, put all of your weight there and push to the left, to the right, to the left, put all of your weight to the left and push. Okay, if we were to do this quickly, it will be more evident, especially the movement of the hips and the shifting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can tell that when you master what we call stationary step, I could be really close to her and do the same thing. Okay? And we're not doing this, grinding, okay? That's because we're very synchronized and we know the principle of stationary step. Most people, go ahead, Carrie, do the stationary step. They're just sitting here because they cannot move their hips. I call this toilet syndrome, by the way. But even if we were to bend our knees, same thing. Okay, we're still synchronized. Therefore, this is why I emphasize so much on stationary step. Not too many people do it in the clubs anymore, when you go up to the clubs, because it becomes grinding. Of course, the women does not appreciate it, okay? And the men are not that confident in doing it. But when you actually master this, you can dance all night in a closed position. Trust me, it's one of the best bachata steps. So, those are the principles. Let's do it again, guys. Ready? Do you have music here somewhere? Daniel, you got the music? Okay. Alright. And we'll put it just stationary steps in every angle. In any angle, whether you want to go to the right, to the left, I don't care. Yeah? Yeah. Alright. Alright. Here's another thing. Oh, principle number 6. Move your upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go on. So, there's a difference between doing this, okay, as opposed to moving your upper body. Okay? Looks much better, but don't exaggerate. Okay? So here we go. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Louder. That illustrate, I think, the very concept of stationary step and those 6 principles and concepts of what makes it, what makes it good, what makes it a base of all bachata steps, because from there you could do any angles, whether you want to go to back step, whether you want to go side step, side to side, forward, backward. You are still going to carry those 6 concepts and principles from those steps, okay? So, I hope that every day, if you could practice the steps, every day, every day, I don't care where you are, okay? Practice it, because when you get used to it, it becomes a second nature. Practice this part, okay? Because this is where people make a mistake. Again, I'm just triggering my hip. I am pushing it, but I'm not pushing it all the way like this and then pause. No. I'm just doing this, okay? Most of the time, the temptation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. You notice the hips stop on the 4th and the 8th, okay? Although there's nothing wrong with that by bachata principles. For me, it looks better because the consistency of hip movements is much better than, that's the consistency of hip movement, okay, as opposed to, okay, the only time in my team that I would recommend when they do this is when they're writing the footwork. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's easier. If you do the push right here, it's a little bit hard to do the footwork. So there's that other principle when you set up your footwork. But other than that, this is it. The 2 parts. Practice it every day, okay?